I bought the most expensive knives from Counter-Strike Global Offensive in real life, and in today's video, we're going to test all of them. I'm Gabriel Manfred, and these are all the knives we have on today's menu. Starting with this gut knife, which in real life was the most expensive of all, costing 500 Rs. But in the game, it's one of the cheapest. Next, we also have this skeleton, which cost me 200 Rs. This butterfly was a bit cheaper. I paid 120 Rs for it. And last on our list, this Karambit was really cheap. I paid only 70 Rs for it. But guys, in the game, the prices are completely reversed. We have knives here that go up to 7,000 Rs, much more expensive than in real life. So let's start the test, and I'll tell you, which knife has this absurd price. Let's start with this little knife, the gut knife, which was the most expensive in real life. But in the game, it's the cheapest. Do you know how much it costs?
I have no idea.
I'll tell you, 1,200 Rs, and that's the cheapest one, man. You guys have no idea. This knife here was made by our friend Carlos from the Ferrado channel. Take a look at the thickness of its blade. It's a full tang knife, right? So the blade comes all the way down here. It has this entire handle hand carved. Man, it's really something very comfortable, sturdy, strong. Strong enough for us to make some great cuts with it here. The first thing I want to test is its edge. And I picked 3 tests for each knife. An easy test, a medium one, and a hard one. The easy one will be testing the edge on a sheet of paper. We'll check its sharpness, if it's cutting well or not. Look at this, man. It cut a piece. Look, dude, it's cutting well. I'm kind of bad at doing this, but I'll test it here so you can see how sharp it is. Look, man. We can shave the hair off our arms. That's how sharp it is. Really, on the first test, it's totally approved. The medium test for our knife will be on a water bottle. It seems like a simple test, but not every knife can cut a bottle. This plastic is under a lot of pressure, especially when it's not open. So if the knife isn't really sharp, it's going to have a serious problem. 3, 2, 1. Wow, man, it sprayed water. Look at this, dude. My God, look, the blade isn't big enough to get through the bottle. So the cut I made went about halfway through the bottle, and that's exactly where the cut is. Smooth look, no irregularities at all. Only in this part here it tore, but the knife didn't reach here. It went more or less in this direction like this. But my friend, it cut with extreme efficiency. The gut knife is more than approved. The third test for our knife will be to cut this thick piece of rope here. Let's see if the knife can perform another task with extreme efficiency. Ah man, it's a tough job. Cutting a rope seems easy, but look, it has a million layers. We did it. Look, I don't know how many it took. I think it was about 3 or 4 slices, but this knife managed to do it. You'll see in the next ones, which might even be less sharp, how hard it's gonna be to cut this here. That's why I put this test at the end. But the little gut knife is totally approved. What an awesome knife! Continuing with our list, let's do some tests now with the skeleton. This knife is really beautiful too, man. It's very sturdy, just like the gut. It has a blade that goes all the way through, sharpened on both sides. On this side here and also on the other side. The grip on the handle is very comfortable. Carlos, who also made this knife, put some leather here, some leather strips to make it more comfortable for you to hold the knife. It's very sturdy and also very sharp. We're actually going to find out if it's sharp right now. And this little knife here, this simple beauty, in the game costs 3,200 Rs. Can you imagine a price like that? I don't know how people pay for it, but let's get to what matters, which are the tests. Starting with the ultimate sharpness test. Let's see if this knife can cut the sheet of paper. Wow, it cut really well, huh? Oh my, it's cutting with a lot of ease. Oh! On the other side of it too, huh? Yeah, my friend, I think it passed this first test. So let's go to the second challenge then, for skeleton, which will be cutting this polyethylene terephthalate bottle. You saw with the other knife how it cut. It performed really well. Now I want to see if this one can do the same thing. This knife already has a slightly bigger blade, so maybe we can cut even more pieces off the bottle. 3, 2, 1. Oh, didn't we actually cut it? Look at this, man. We just chopped the bottle in half. We cut it so smoothly that there are no burrs at all. It's a smooth, clean cut. Look at this, man. I'm really impressed. I think the blade on this knife here is even better than the gut knife. Man, what a work of art. Now I want to see if it can also cut that rope with mastery. In this case, this one here, right? Let's see if this thing can cut it too. Let's do it with the same ease as it cut that bottle. 3, 2, 1. Man, it's hard to cut this. I'll tell you guys, it looks really simple when you watch a video, you know? I watched a video the other day of a guy cutting these little ropes and I said, wow, that's way too easy. But actually, now that I'm getting my hands dirty, it's tough. Look, we only managed to cut half of it. Hold on, I'm not giving up. Phew, we finally did it. It was pretty tough, but like I said, this is not simple at all. Cutting a rope like this is quite a challenge. For our little knife, it took a few extra hits, but it managed to cut through. Is it approved? Before we test the butterfly, I want to test this Karambit here. I bought it online and it cost me 70 reais, but in the game its price is really surprising. I know you guys were really curious to know which knife costs 7,000 reais, and I'll tell you, it's this one, man. We looked for a knife identical to this one. We found one that's very similar with all these details here. It's a Karambit too. And in the game it costs 7,000 reais. It's impressive how someone pays for something like this. But what matters to us today is its performance in real life, right? Because here we're not playing anything. So let's start the tests. First, the ultimate sharpness test. Let's see if it can do it. I managed to cut this paper here, but unlike the others, man, it's kind of awkward to cut this way. But anyway, I'll give it a try. Phew, it's cutting a lot. Wow, man. I want to try something different with it, like this. So what do you think? Wow, man, this one is no joke. Here, look. By far, for me, it was the coolest one cutting the paper. But now it's time for the water bottle. Will this little knife perform as well as the others? Look, it has everything it needs to slice well, because this is actually a knife that's more focused on tearing things apart, right? Because of its shape, it's like a claw. Just by holding this tiny tip, it already cuts, and as you move it across your target, it keeps tearing more. So let's see what kind of damage it can do to the bottle. The first swipe was so light that it just flew and splashed everything in my face. And then, as it was about to fall, I said, no, it deserves another one. And wouldn't you know it, it shredded the bottle too. Look. It cut it in half. It didn't perform as well as the other one. There are some pieces that are kind of torn, kind of uneven. It didn't cut perfectly straight. But look. Oh, but then again, I did 2 cuts, right? I can't really tell how far it went. Look, one cut is about here. It hit here. This is from the first one. And the second one, man, was just 1 stab. It also cut pretty easily. I think it performed really well. And now I want to see, man. I know you guys are also eager to see the ultimate knife test. The rope. But before we slice this up, I want to invite you to follow me on Instagram. The link is down here. Or you can just search Agaman Freddy. I'm posting videos there every day. These short videos, cool videos, testing all kinds of products. So follow me there and check it out, alright? Now I want to see this, huh? Man, the cool thing about it is that we can move it. Wow, my friend, it didn't even stand a chance. I was going to say, the cool thing about it is that we can move the rope itself. And because it has this kind of wavy angle here, we can cut by kind of fraying it like this. And look, it cut really fast. Man, it cut really well. What an awesome little knife. No wonder for me it's the coolest one, man. Definitely the Karambit because of the design, because of all the hype, right? But it's the one I like the most, for sure.
So is it worth 7,000 reais?
I wouldn't pay that, but hold on. We still have our last knife, the butterfly. Here it is, the charming one. Man, look at how truly charming this knife is. It has this whole fade design, right? Actually, I came here too, right? With a fade here, look.
Came dressed for the occasion.
I came dressed for the occasion, man, with the same skin right here, look. But anyway, I think this knife is extremely charming, man. There are people who know how to do some crazy tricks with it. It also has this little loop so you can put it on your belt, right? Attach it to your waist. And then when it opens, it's like a pocket knife, right? It opens and closes on this side. Here it's sharp on the other side. There are a lot of butterflies without a blade, exactly so you can practice, right? I'm not gonna risk it, man. I can do this here, look. Look, I opened it. Closed it, almost. This isn't for playing around. At most, use one without a blade. But this one with a blade, it only takes a second to cut your finger. What we're going to do with this isn't training. We're going to test it out in practice and find out if it works. Oh, I almost forgot about the price, right? Do you guys want to know? This one isn't as expensive as the Karambit, but it's also not as cheap as the gut knife. The price of this butterfly here in the game is 4,000 Rs. For this skin, just like this one, we looked for similar knives. There are only a few for sale and sellers often set high prices. Some people buy, some don't. Let's start with the ultimate sharpness test. Is it really sharp? Okay. It's tough, man. When we mess up a little there, I have to switch sides. Look, it's cutting well, man. It's cutting really well. I think we can improve this edge here. Let's go to the next one, which is the water bottle. So far, I think this was the coolest test of all the knives. Let's see how the little butterfly will do. And go ahead and comment below. Which of all these knives did you like the most? And if you want us to bring more new knives too, leave your suggestion here in the comments. 3, 2, 1. Oh man, it didn't cut. Dude, come take a look. The knife blade hit right here, but it wasn't able to cut. As I mentioned earlier, not all knives would make it. Maybe this one didn't, but I'll give it another chance. Now it worked, huh? I had to break the tension of the plastic to be able to slice it. But on the second try, it actually cut. Dude, and look how cool. It cut well. It was really close to the other one. Maybe the first strike already weakened. Maybe the structure of the plastic. And the second one really sliced it. And look here, it weakened it, see? It cut really cleanly, smooth, made an interesting strike. What did you think of the hit? Pretty cool, right?
I liked it.
Bro, do you know what's still missing?
He's still missing, right?
There's still the most feared challenge for all knives, the rope. All right, let's go, let's try it. I'll do it as if this knife were a serrated one. It's kind of awkward, man. I'll try to do something different. Will it work like this? Look, man, it's actually cutting better than the other times. See, we did it easily, right? Easy, easy, easy. So, it needs to be extremely sharp, and this one really wasn't the sharpest knife among all of them, but now I want to know your opinion. Among the gut knife, the skeleton, the Karambit, and the butterfly, which one did you like the most? Which one performed better? Leave your favorite here in the comments. Which one was your top pick?
My favorite was the skeleton.
That's a really cool one, man. Good choice. And you, leave your answer here in the comments. Thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel by clicking the little red subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. A hug to everyone. Thanks. See you. We're together, and goodbye.